Breaking news. Kennedy Center boss steps down.
Breaking news from the world of arts and politics. The president of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts has stepped down after a year filled with controversy and major changes. The institution, long considered one of America's most important cultural landmarks, suddenly found itself in the middle of political debates, protests, and leadership turmoil. Now, after months of criticism and uncertainty, the leader of the center has resigned, raising questions about the future of one of the nation's most famous performing arts institutions. The Kennedy Center is one of the most important cultural venues in the United States. Located along the Potomac River in Washington, D.C., the center has hosted thousands of performances since it opened in 1971. Ballet, opera, theater, symphony concerts, and the famous Kennedy Center honors all take place here. For decades, the building has symbolized the importance of arts and culture in American society. Earlier in the year, a new leader stepped into the role of president at the Kennedy Center. The appointment quickly drew attention across the country. Unlike previous leaders who had strong backgrounds in arts administration, the new president was better known for a career in politics and diplomacy. Supporters believed the center needed new leadership and reform, while critics worried about the growing influence of politics inside a cultural institution. Soon after the leadership change, the Kennedy Center began undergoing significant internal shifts. Board members were replaced, policies were reviewed, and new ideas about the institution's direction were introduced. Supporters described the changes as necessary modernization, but critics began warning that the institution's traditional independence from politics might be fading. The changes soon sparked national debate. Some critics claimed the Kennedy Center was becoming increasingly political. Others argued the institution was simply evolving. But one thing became clear: the cultural center that once stood above politics was now at the center of a growing controversy. As the debate intensified, artists and performers began reacting. Some canceled appearances at the Kennedy Center. Others publicly criticized the new direction of the institution. For the first time in years, the center faced the possibility of losing support from major performers who had previously helped define its reputation. The turmoil did not stop there. Several top officials began leaving the organization. Directors, advisors, and senior executives stepped down, describing the year as extremely difficult for leadership. The sudden departures created uncertainty about the institution's future and raised concerns among staff and performers. At the same time, ticket sales reportedly declined as audiences reacted to the controversy. Critics argued that the cultural reputation of the Kennedy Center was being damaged. Supporters of the leadership, however, insisted that the institution was simply undergoing necessary transformation. In the middle of the crisis, another dramatic announcement arrived. Plans were revealed for a massive renovation project expected to cost hundreds of millions of dollars. The Kennedy Center would close for nearly 2 years while construction took place, adding yet another layer of uncertainty about its future. As criticism intensified, pressure began mounting on the leadership. Political opponents, artists, and even some supporters questioned whether the situation had gone too far. Headlines describing turmoil at the Kennedy Center became increasingly common across national media. In 2026, after spending nearly a decade behind bars, Thompson was finally released from prison. Authorities realized that keeping him jailed had not forced him to reveal the location of the coins. Despite years of questioning, he still had not given a clear answer. The treasure hunter walked free, but the mystery remained unsolved. Today, no one knows exactly what happened to the missing gold coins from the SS Central America treasure. They may still be hidden somewhere in the world, waiting to be discovered, or they may have disappeared forever. Tommy Gregory Thompson might be the only person who truly knows the answer, and even after years in prison, he chose to keep that secret. Now, the big question remains: what happens next? The Kennedy Center must rebuild trust with artists, audiences, and cultural organizations. The coming years will likely determine whether the institution can recover its reputation as one of America's most respected artistic stages. The past year has shown how quickly culture and politics can collide. For some, The controversy represented necessary change. For others, it was a warning about how fragile cultural institutions can become when political battles take center stage. The story of the Kennedy Center is still unfolding. While one leader has stepped down, the larger questions about the role of politics and culture remain unanswered. As the building prepares for renovation and leadership transitions, the world will be watching to see what the next chapter brings. After the resignation, attention quickly shifted to the future of the Kennedy Center. Cultural leaders, artists, and audiences across the United States are now asking an important question: what comes next for one of the country's most respected performing arts institutions? Many believe the next leader must rebuild trust, restore stability, and focus on the center's artistic mission. The Kennedy Center has long been a symbol of creativity, music, theater, and cultural exchange. Its future leadership will play a critical role in shaping how the institution moves forward after a turbulent year. Following the announcement, reactions from artists and the public began to spread across social media and news outlets. Some performers expressed hope that the institution could return to focusing purely on the arts, while others voiced concern about how recent leadership decisions affected the center's reputation. For decades, the Kennedy Center has hosted world-class performances and cultural celebrations. Many artists now hope that the next chapter will restore unity within the artistic community and bring renewed attention to creativity and cultural dialogue. As the story continues to unfold, the Kennedy Center remains one of the most important cultural landmarks in the United States. The institution has survived many challenges throughout its history, always returning to its core mission: celebrating the arts. With new leadership expected in the future, many believe the center can once again focus on performances, artists, and audiences. While the past year brought controversy and uncertainty, the next chapter may offer an opportunity for renewal and stability in America's National Cultural Center. For more than 50 years, the Kennedy Center has stood as one of the most important cultural institutions in the United States. From world-class concerts to historic theater performances, the center has welcomed millions of visitors from around the world. Even during moments of controversy or leadership change, its mission has remained the same: celebrating creativity, music, theater, and artistic expression. Many experts believe that despite the recent turbulence, the Kennedy Center's legacy will continue to inspire artists and audiences for generations to come.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for latest updates.